And welcome everyone to and now for sports. This is going to be we're doing a trial run here on the Stack Your Points feed because why not? I'm joined as always by RJ. RJ, how are you tonight?
I am doing well, Matt. I am excited for this new thing. I just put a link in our Discord. We now don't have a secret thing anymore in the Discord. We just have and now sports. So we have that channel now under the SYP podcast section, which will be basically the Stack Your Live channel, but for this alternative programming.
Yep. So our plan for this is we're going to have like an opening whistle or an introductory couple of views for things around the sports world, and then we'll do some deep dives on a couple things that RJ and I have found interesting in the sports world. Stack Your Sports, thanks Tariq, and follow up with what we were planning to watch. So yeah, this is different from our usual content here on Stack Your Points, but RJ and I like sports, and some of y'all like sports ball too. So we're gonna explore this, see how it goes, and we're just piggybacking off of the Stack Your Points channel just to see if there's an audience for this to begin with.
I love that we're doing the sports show on Wednesday and the Stack Your Points live on Thursday during Thursday Night Football. That is truly so on brand for us.
You are the EP, I am not.
To be fair, we've been doing the live for Stack Your Live on Thursday for so long. We'll take a look to see, but I do find it funny that we're actively doing a live during a sporting event.
Hey, picture-in-picture exists and people watch us on television, so here we go.
They do, and we've got 7 people with us now, which is more than 0, which is always fascinating.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and now for sports, and our first bit on the opening whistle, we've got Los Angeles Dodgers, whatever, against the Toronto Blue Jays, who won in Game 7 the other night against the Seattle Mariners. It would have been the Mariners' first berth into the World Series. Unfortunately, the Mariners will have to wait another year, which sucks, at least. But Toronto gets to come back to the World Series for the first time since 1993. And 1993 is also the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. So maybe this could portend.
I personally would like to go back to 1993 and just get a do-over for the timeline. So maybe this will seal one of the Hellmouths.
I sincerely doubt it, but I like the way you think. Real quick, just a couple quick shout outs. We've got Rupert Pond joining us. Thank you, sir. Rewards Master joining us. Thank you. Tariq, if only YouTube TV would do picture-in-picture with YouTube in time. Sleepy Rod, is this the fabled Wells Fargo Journey card, Journey Beyond? Why, I dare say, I thought it was a thing of legend. No, that's not coming out until quarter 1 of 26. And Filmo, 1993 is also the last time I watched a baseball game. So you watched the Blue Jays beat the who am I forgetting? I want to say they beat the Braves in 93.
Thankfully, I have real-time follow-up. The Phillies. They defeated the Phillies in 6 games.
Okay. It's still the not infamous. It's the famous Joe Carter home run that kind of sealed the deal for them in 93. Yeah. So, I mean...
And Filmo was correct that it was the Phillies.
Yes. 91 was the Braves. Twins.
Do you want to try to guess the teams that went to the AL and NLCS and did not make the World Series that year, Matt?
In 1993?
In 93. Is your sports knowledge that deep?
93. So obviously Toronto makes the ALCS from the East.
Yep.
From the West, I want to say
is a team you have a hat for.
Chicago?
Mm-hmm. Chicago White Sox.
Interesting. Okay.
And then on the NLCS, we have the Phillies who lost in the World Series. Do you want to know the team? Do you know the team they beat?
It's not LA. It's not San Francisco. I almost want to say it's St. Louis, but that feels wrong.
Nope.
I'm going to go with Houston for some reason. I feel like they had a good team in 93.
Atlanta
No.
Braves.
It's Atlanta. Yeah, because Atlanta was in the West until realignment in like 95 or 96, when that realignment that sets up the 3 divisions, and then you have the 3 division winners, and then you had the wild card that had to be brought in like 96. When they did that realignment, Atlanta moved to the East.
Right. James, thank you so much. $20 super chat. We appreciate you very much. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. So we're trying something new. So Dodgers, Blue Jays, big things to watch out for in this series. How crazy is Ohtani going to be? The Ohtani versus Vlad Guerrero Jr. face-offs are going to be fantastic. Like, if there's anything to be watching for in that series, it is Ohtani versus Vladdy G. Vladdy G is doing something insane in this playoff run where he's hit, I want to say he's hit more home runs, significantly more home runs than he's walked. Significantly more home runs than he's struck out. He had something like 10 home runs to 2 strikeouts so far. And he has like a 1.5 or 1.6 OPS so far. It's just an insane run that he's on. Now, I will say that when he walked out with the Austin Matthews jersey for Game 7 of the ALCS, I thought that sealed Toronto's fate, and they were done. And they were almost done until George Springer. But do you have a rooting interest in this series? Are you hoping for the Blue Jays? Do you care?
So I am a Red Sox fan, which means I am an AL East fan, because that is where the Red Sox play. The Blue Jays are not the Yankees, so I am allowed to root for them in theory. So I will be going for the Blue Jays. I'm also physically very close to Canada, so there's that. So I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays, because I like dynasties when they're the Packers or the Red Sox. I do not like dynasties when they're other teams. So go Blue Jays.
Filmo, I was 5. And
I was 5, 6 at the end of the year.
And if the Jays win the series, Vlad Jr. can never leave Toronto. He's locked up for a while. He signed his extension at least last year. So he's there for a while. And they paid him. So he's good to go there. I don't have a significant rooting interest. I really enjoyed Shohei Ohtani when he was in Anaheim. It sucks that he's with the Dodgers. I don't know. I don't like Freddie Freeman. He's a really likable guy, but he was a Brave to start, and no. And
I get that.
Yeah, just we'll see. I believe that the Dodgers are going to win. I do not want the Dodgers to win. So
I think they should put champagne on a Amex Gold card from a grocery store to get that sweet 4X. That's what I think they should do.
Dom Perignon would get you quite a few hundred bottles of Dom Perignon will get you quite the vacation.
Yeah.
Tying into the stack brand.
Yes. So Dodgers, Blue Jays, that will be very fun. Moving to the NFL, Matt, your favorite of the major sports leagues. The NFL has said Bad Bunny. Yes. NFL has said Bad Bunny is still going to be the halftime show. They are not changing it. Roger Goodell came out and said, no. Bad Bunny is still our halftime show. So basically what the opening whistle is, guys, is it's just us going through the main topics that are going on. We're not necessarily going super deep in it. The reason I wanted this one specifically was to ask Matt, What percentage of Americans do you think understand that Puerto Rico, like people born and raised in Puerto Rico, are in fact American citizens?
It's a negative number.
Okay. I mean, it is at least you and I. So
Yes.
that is at least a positive.
The population of the United States is about 340 million. I would be surprised if 9 million people knew. I'll give it 9 million. Most of them are going to be in academia.
Mhm.
A lot of them will be in legal circles. And the rest are just people with too much time on their hands.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like
That's
Roger
fair.
Goodell. This is good news from Roger Goodell. Like, unless there's, I don't think there's going to be any sort of like real effective campaign to move off of this. But yeah. Ooh,
That
very
is
nice.
That is very nice. Moving on to another NFL story that I am particularly interested in. I
Yep.
am, as I've said multiple times on various programs, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan. However, there are other teams that I like, not in a rooting interest way, but just in a I kind of like your team way. And I do like the Commies. Like I do like the Commanders. They're a fun little upstart team. They have an owner that is not completely atrocious, which is very exciting. And I am a little sad that Jalen Daniels is going to be out against the Chiefs. Commanders are 3-4 right now, third in the NFC East. The Cowboys are ahead of them, so like there's a chance. There's always a chance. But I was kind of looking forward to Daniels versus Patrick Mahomes. I know you don't have a lot of thoughts here, Matt, but do you have any thoughts here?
Injuries aren't cool. Low grade hamstring, especially for a highly mobile quarterback like Jalen Daniels, that can be trouble. Like you really want to make sure that he's back and at 100%. 3-4 is not the best place to be, but you've got the Eagles who aren't off to a good start this year, and you've got Dallas who's off to a surprising start. Sure, as long as you can hold the line. I have no idea who their backup quarterback is. Could be Jameis Winston for all I know. It's not Jameis Winston. I know that much. As long as the backup can at least tread water and keep them kind of par.
Marcus Mariota will be starting.
Okay. Not the best news if you're a Commanders fan, but if Mariota can keep them, if he's out 4 weeks, if they go 2-2, they're not in a great place at 5-6, but it could be worse. If he's out for the year, they're done. As long as he's fully healed, especially with a hamstring, for again a really mobile quarterback. If he's good, he's good. But the Commanders only go as far as Jaden Daniels goes. Like we saw that last year, and I don't think that's changed this year.
No, I agree. Also, Marcus Mariota is Hawaiian, so if Tua is out, we'll still have a Hawaiian quarterback in the NFL. So, yay.
Mariota has significantly fewer concussions, so that helps.
Yes, it does. Last thing in the opening whistle, NBA Nate Silver, Adam Silver, sorry, confusing my silvers, said that the WNBA is getting a boost, but it will be a, quote, big increase, but they're looking at absolute numbers instead of share of revenue. I covered women's sports semi-professionally to quasi-professionally for many years, and this makes me want to throw things at him like rotten fruit. I like the idea of them getting a salary increase. I do not like the idea of them making it as small as possible while also patting themselves on the back for doing it. That's my comment there.
Yeah, the average salary is around $130,000. Like the max is just under 300, and the min is somewhere around 74, 75, according to a CNN article. Let me just double check that right now. Because they have
249,244 was the 2025 max salary.
okay.
Super
Um,
max can go up to 256 and change.
Oh boy, what a supermax contract. Okay, and minimum is 66,000. That's not cool. Increases are good. Bigger share of revenue will be good. Revenue has been increasing the last couple of years, so that's good. It's not a question of, you know, them the players not earning it. It's how much of the revenue split are they willing to do. NBA players get 49% of the league revenue. WNBA players should be getting, you know, and I don't want to say parity. I'm not saying not parity for man versus woman reasons. I would be saying not parity just because the league is still growing. Where like I don't expect players to be getting like 60% of revenue, but it should be closer to the NBA's 49, right? As the league grows, and there's still expansion that can still happen in the WNBA. There's still, you know, more players that, you know, can come in and make that big impact. Right now, Supermax like there are Supermax contracts, and like there should have been higher salaries years ago, right? Some of the arenas that they play in are just sad. You have the New York Liberty, who will play at, I think they still play at Madison Square Garden, right? Madison Square Garden can seat 20 plus thousand, right? For its basketball configuration. But, you know, a team like, if Vegas is at T-Mobile Arena, that's great, but Vegas isn't at T-Mobile Arena.
Barclays Center. They
moved over to Barclays? Okay.
Yep, sorry.
That seat's still like 19,000. No, I'm sorry. That seat's 22.5 for basketball. So like they can get respectable numbers there. The Connecticut Mystic play at Mohegan Sun. So there's still a disparity in venues and venue size. So that's going to mess up revenue, right? If Connecticut played in a legit arena, you know, bigger than a casino auditorium, that's going to help the team. That's going to help the teams overall. So I think getting them closer to something like 30% of league revenue as the league is continuing to grow, and they'll, you know, in the next round of collective bargaining, going from, you know, I think they're going to 9 or just north of 9, you know, jump to 30, and then in a couple more years look at 49. Caitlin Clark has done a huge amount of work, or like done a huge amount in terms of like lifting the image of the sport. Don't know why it took a Caitlin Clark when there were plenty of stars beforehand. You know, even dating back to the days of like Rebecca Lobo and Shannon Sparks. There was a player with the last name Sparks.
Yeah, probably like Elisa Leslie or
Lisa Leslie, Asia Wilson over time. Now you've got A'ja Reese and you've got Caitlin Clark, and like the reason why Caitlin Clark has brought things further is Caitlin Clark is more marketable for reasons, right? Plenty of these players beforehand were marketable. They just didn't put the money in, but now there's someone they can do. They can do that. The Liberty are so lucky to get as far away from James Dolan as possible. They only crossed a bridge.
Still farther away.
Yeah, they can go further. And sometimes I forget Connecticut is a real place. Connecticut is just a set of highways.
It is.
But no, I'm glad the WNBA is going to be making more money on average. The wording here is stupid, but Adam Silver also just says and does stupid things.
This is very true.
Yeah. Silver has like, I've lost respect for the NBA with Silver as the commissioner. Like I would like David Stearns brought back. Like, I would like another David Stearns, who also not particularly great, but far better than what we have.
Yes. When was the side note? When was the last great sports commissioner?
I'm not going to say Kennesaw Mountain Landis because that would just be hilarious. A. Bartlett Giamatti, because in his short tenure before he died, he banned Pete Rose for life. No. Well, A. Bartlett Giamatti, and I'm butchering his last name, had a pure love for the game of baseball that was pure, and he would have been an amazing commissioner had he lived longer. He was the last commissioner of baseball who truly loved the game of baseball. And when you have a commissioner who loves the sport that they are the commissioner of, that will make a great commissioner.
I agree. If you could be a commissioner of a sport, Matt, what sport would you commission?
Oh, right now I'd go save baseball.
I feel like I want to save baseball, but if you're saving baseball, I can go handle football, and then we'll be all set.
Yeah, just Goodell is. I do not have good things to say about Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is the Citibank of commissioners.
He's very boring. He is. Yeah. Okay, Matt, we're gonna do a deep dive into a topic. Yep. Because apparently our opening whistle was deeper of a dive than I anticipated, but yet we will dive deeper. Please, sir, what is your first topic?
Yeah, so the New York Islanders this year drafted Matthew Schaefer with the number 1 overall pick. He is one of the youngest number 1 overall picks in NHL history. He was literally like 2 weeks from the cutoff from sliding into the next draft, so he would have been like the guy for this year's draft. It would have been like him and it's not Garrett McKenna. Grant McKenna. Anyway, no, it is Garrett McKenna. It would have been him and McKenna next year, not him being picked number 1 overall this year. He is just barely 18, and he has started his NHL career with a 6-game point streak. Very few NHL defensemen have come in as rookies and had 6-game point streaks to start their careers. Even fewer have done it at the age of 18. He has tied Marek Zidlicky. I can't pronounce Slovak names. Sorry. He's tied Zidlicky for the rookie record. Although somehow Cale Makar went a little bit longer, and Cale Makar is also a defenseman. So he's going after Makar's set of 9 games. And sorry, they were not to start their careers. Zidlicky started his career with a 6-game streak. Makar had at least a 9-game streak as a rookie. That's where the difference is. So he's going, if he gets a point in the 7th game overall, he will beat Zidlicky's marker. And then he's going after Makar's number of 9. For someone who barely played 20 games in the OHL last year, which is really high competition for junior hockey, he is doing amazing things as an 18-year-old playing against folks in the NHL. Like, he's getting 20 minutes a night. And these first 6 games have not been gimmies for the Islanders. Like, their last game was against San Jose. Okay, that might be a gimme, but like, San Jose has a lot of young talent. He's doing this against guys like Shane Pinto and the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa's without Brady Tkachuk right now, but like Ottawa has a bunch of good guys that he's got to shut down as a defenseman and still play, and he's still putting up offensive numbers on the power play and 5-on-5. The Islanders' first win of the season was against the Edmonton Oilers, and Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, that powerhouse. They kept McDavid off the goal sheet, but McDavid racked up an assist. And then the first 3 games of the season, they played a Winnipeg team that is just ridiculous. They've played Washington, and they played Pittsburgh and Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, a team that, 5 years ago were still terrorizing the Islanders night in and night out. So I find it super insane that he's doing this. He was not expected to, it was a question of who would go number 1. He is doing this again as one of the youngest possible rookies in the game, and he's setting records, and I am stoked that he's doing it as an Islander.
So let me ask you. So I am a mini hockey fan. I like the idea of hockey. If it is on, I watch it. I am not super steeped in it the way I am in like football or baseball or other such things. For a defenseman, how often are defensemen getting points in a game? Like, is this a thing where it is unusual for defensemen to have these streaks to begin with, much less young defensemen?
So it's not necessarily unusual for defensemen to rack up point streaks. There are plenty of offensive defensemen in the league. Lane Hudson and now former Islander Noah Dobson up in Montreal. They're big mobile offensive defensemen. Cale Makar in Colorado is another one. Morgan Riley from time to time, if Morgan Riley is right. He's a big point earning defenseman. Luke Hughes from New Jersey. Dougie Hamilton now with New Jersey. Brett Pesce with the Carolina Hurricane. Sometimes Dmitry Kulikov. Like there are defensemen who can rack up points, right? Mm-hmm. There aren't too many defensemen who do it at a point a game level. Those are fewer, and there's even fewer of them. Since the point a game guys are pretty few and far between, the point a game guys under the age of 25 are even fewer and far between. To put it in perspective, like Matthew Schaefer as a defenseman putting up these sorts of point total, like this point streak, it's already being asked if he's the next superstar defenseman. So
for people who are not hockey fans, for people who are learning the game, let's say,
yep.
What is a comparable? Is this like throwing a no-hitter? Is this like throwing for like 250 yards? Like, where would you compare it against other sports?
Imagine a rookie challenging for, and it's way too early, obviously. Like he could go pointless in the 7th game and, streaks over, whatever. If he was still at a point a game and he was racking up a point every single game, and this was like the 43rd game of the season, like we were halfway through the season and he's still putting up a point a game, literally a point a game. This would be like the DiMaggio hitting streak. Okay. Or like the rookie, like what is the longest hitting streak for a rookie in MLB? Mm-hmm. Don't know who the answer is off the top of my head, but like it's sort of like that, because the hit streak is just like, did you get it doesn't matter if it's a single, it doesn't matter if it's a home run, it doesn't matter if it's a double or triple, did he get a hit, right? This is, did he rack up a point, right? And there are some garbage points that can be done. There's 5-on-5. There is yes, Filma. There are,
I like Filma.
He could pick up an assist on an empty net goal. That's a pretty garbage way to continue your streak. But if it continues the streak, that's fine. Scores the opening goal, or assists the opening goal, or assists the game-winning goal, or whatever. A point is a point. There are some cheapy points, like again that assist on an empty net goal. Like, yeah, he extended his streak, but come on, he couldn't do it against the goalie. That sort of thing. But it's very impressive. It's it's impressive that he started with 6. I want to see how long this can go, honestly. Like him being in Calder Trophy discussions, that's the Rookie of the Year discussion. After the halfway point of the season would be super interesting to see. And yeah, and as Filmo said, the Islanders may get the first pick next year as well. It's Gavin McKenna. That was the name I was thinking of, not Garrett. Gavin McKenna. If the Islanders were to draft Gavin McKenna and pair him with Matthew Barzal and Matthew Schaefer, that's going to be fun. But I'm not worried about
for the record. Right for the record, Benito Santiago in 1987 has the longest hitting streak for a rookie. 34 games. He also won the NL Rookie of the Year that year. He was a Padre.
I'd be really pissed if he hadn't won the NL Rookie of the Year. Was that a catcher?
I mean, let's find out together.
Because I feel like Benito Santiago, I remember, as a catcher.
Of course, it's not telling me right off the top because that would not be fun. I believe he was a catcher. Yep, catcher.
Boom.
Also Puerto Rican.
Yeah. U.S. passport. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what he does. I'm hoping to see the streak. I would love to see the streak get to 10. I would love to see the streak get to 20. That would be amazing. Kid joining us as well. Thank you so much, Craig. So yeah, that's my first topic. RJ, your first topic.
So you and I are both baseball fans. We are fans of sports. Every other major sports league in the U.S. has a salary cap. Baseball does not. The collective bargaining is up in 2026 at the end of the year. Baseball has never really had a salary cap, except they briefly had one for the 94-95 strike. Do you know the current Supreme Court justice who restored the previous collective bargaining agreement, which took the salary cap away?
I want to say it was Samuel Alito.
Nope. One of the female justices.
Sotomayor?
It was Sotomayor. She was a federal judge, and she restored the previous collective bargaining agreement. No salary cap. So I'm torn on this, right? Like, I get why the owners want a salary cap, but I don't actually know if a salary cap is going to fix the problem in baseball where the Dodgers just win things, or the Yankees win things, or the Red Sox, whoever is the hot team, right? But I also don't know if baseball contracts are sustainable in the current market of sports. And I think putting a salary cap does tend to bring those down a little bit, but also these are incredibly wealthy owners. So I don't know. I want to have a conversation about it. What do you think, Matt?
So salary cap would just be punitive against the salary cap would just be ex post facto against the Dodgers and the Mets primarily. Like the way that the Dodgers and the Mets have been spending, the Dodgers for at least the last decade, and the way that they've been acquiring talent, they've just been fleecing teams in deals. Like they send just massive quantities of players to teams to get a team superstar, but they didn't give up anything of significant value when they traded for Mookie Betts. Like Alex Verdugo.
Matt, I'm aware. I am aware that they did not give up anything significant when they traded for Mookie Betts. I am aware, sir.
I mean,
sorry,
Red Sox didn't help themselves.
That one hurts.
with the trade for or the trade away of Chris Sale, and they better be careful with Garrett Crochet. But like they got to get away with what the Yankees got away with for the longest time of just winning every trade, right? Brian Cashman has been the GM of the Yankees for as long as he's been the GM of the Yankees because he wins literally every single trade that he's involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are very few Yankee trades that he's made where he was on the losing end of it. The only one that comes to mind is him trading prospects Eric Milton and I'm blanking on the other guy he gave up in that trade, but it was Eric Milton and a guy I'm going to remember. Guzman, Freddie Guzman. Anyway, last name was Guzman. Trading them to the Twins for Chuck Knobloch. That was the last trade that Brian Cashman lost. It was back in the 90s, and Christian Guzman. There we go. I knew I would get it eventually. He only lost that trade after winning a World Series. Like Knobloch helped them win a World Series. And then Knobloch stopped playing, like forgot how to play baseball. But the Dodgers right now win every single trade. Like they give up nothing and they get superstar. Not cool. The salary cap will be harshly penalized, an attempt to harshly penalize the Mets and Dodgers, which is, whatever. Turner, fair play. Like the Mets are willing to spend, the Dodgers are willing to spend. The Pirates, the A's, the Rays, the Pirates, A's, Rays, and currently Cardinals don't want to spend money. They're allergic to the idea of spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Other teams are misallocating funds, but the Rockies and White Sox are also having issues spending money.
The Rockies are having lots of issues doing a lot of things.
Yes, maybe they should. I'm not going to finish my thought there. There's a thought because there's something driving the ethos of the Colorado Rockies that probably shouldn't be driving the ethos of the Colorado Rockies.
Man is available to be a general manager in Major League Baseball, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering. For a couple $100,000, you'd do it.
I could probably pick a better team out of the draft than the Rockies do right now. I could probably pick better guys. I'd at least hit on a couple of guys. They don't hit on guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, MLB is kind of getting to the point where like the salary cap is the only thing left that they reasonably have. The luxury tax isn't stopping the Mets, the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox. The Red Sox go under the salary cap, the luxury tax from time to time. The Yankees go under the luxury tax from time to time. The Dodgers are talking about going under the luxury tax this year. They're not going to go under the luxury tax. So they've done the luxury tax. The luxury tax isn't working. They've reworked the draft so many times to try and prevent teams from blowing through their allotment, like keeping hard slots and hard taxes to make sure that like a guy doesn't magically slide to the Dodgers because the Dodgers will pay, their first and second round guys way under slot. And they get to pick a third round guy who's supposed to go in the first round. But they just happen to have the secret sauce in order to give him like a multi-million-dollar contract. They're sort of running out of ideas. So like the salary cap is going to be the last thing. The only other thing that I can think of that they could implement before they do that is the NHL now has a 7-year contract limit for contracts that are handed out. It was 8 in their most recent CBA. They dropped it down to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Cap all contracts at 7 years. You could stop some of the deferment stuff. You could and if it's not 7 years, make it 8 years, right? The NHL had to implement that rule after the Devils signed Ilya Kovalchuk to like a 17-year contract, and there were so many contracts that were like 12, 15 years to like artificially limit the cap hit of a player, right? To bring it really low. So a salary cap doesn't matter because teams will just take guy X and sign him to a 15-year deal where it doesn't make sense for him to have that 15-year deal. But if they're only paying out, 8 to 10 million a season over 15 years, hey, he made $150 million. Yeah, but he made $150 million over a 15-year contract.
Okay, but what would the Mets do about Bobby Bonilla? Like, how would the Mets be able to not have Bobby Bonilla Day?
I don't like you for bringing that up.
I'm asking the question, Matt. I am asking the question that's on everybody's mind.
Here's how the Mets can once and for all get rid of Bobby Bonilla Day. Here's what they do. On January 1st of 2026, they cut one of those obnoxious fucking price clearinghouse or whatever the fuck.
Publishers clearinghouse.
One of those, obnoxious checks, right? They write $11 million on it because there are 9 years left of Bobby Bonilla Day. It's until 2035. There are 9 years left. They write an $11 million check. It should basically cover whatever is left. Okay, no, it's closer to 14 million, whatever. You just make you round up the amount of money due over the next 9 years, and you cut it into one fat check. And you pay that one fat check, a comically large, stupid check at a press conference and say there is no more Bobby Bonilla Day. May this be the last Bobby Bonilla Day. And maybe, just maybe the bullshit that has been following this team around since the Bobby Bonilla release. Yeah, but Rupert, I've watched the 2000 Subway Series go down in flames. I watched all of the years after the Subway Series hurt me before 2006. I got hurt. I was psychologically damaged for years by the NLCS in 2006. Adam Wainwright hurt me. Yadier Molina hurt me. 2007 collapse. 2008 collapse. 2015. Okay, this team can't hurt me the way that they've hurt me in the past. There's no way. Yeah, the Royals are pretty good, and holy, Wade Davis is insane. No, they found another way to hurt me. I want it to end. I need alcohol.
I can't give you that. We're in different time zone or different parts of the state. It's fair. Also fair.
Yes, but getting rid of the Wilpons, I thought would let us get rid of Bobby Bonilla Day. Uncle Steve and Uncle Stevie Moneybags and his big stupid wallet should have just cut the check then, and maybe the last 2 years would have gone a little bit differently. I ain't superstitious, but I'm a little stitious.
Are you not like gonna be a little sad when it's over, when there's no more Bobby Bonilla Day?
No, pick on the next team. The Braves are still paying Phil Niekro and Dale Murphy. Pick on them. Do you know how long the Washington Nationals are going to pay Steven Strasburg? Pick on them. Shohei Ohtani has a base salary of $1 million. You know why? All of his money is in signing bonus. Like, all of his money is deferred out until like the sun explodes.
This is fair. So you are not in favor of a salary cap in baseball, to bring it back to the original question.
First and foremost, get owners of teams who actually care about the teams and are going to spend money. Right now, the problem is entirely artificial. Like, John Fisher doesn't want to spend money on the Oakland A's. Stu, what's his face? Whatever. The Rays owner doesn't want to spend money. Bob Nutting doesn't want to spend money on the Pittsburgh Pirates. These guys own these teams, and like to pretend that they're like legitimate businessmen, and they all act like John Spano. And John Spano went to jail.
This is true. Okay. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed that. Matt, your next topic, sir.
Yeah, so sticking with baseball, clearly I don't care about the NFL season. Sticking with baseball,
Okay.
San Francisco Giants have done an interesting thing. They've hired the University of Tennessee's Tony Vitello to be their next
Mhm.
major league to be their next manager. Tony Vitello has never been a major league coach. He's never played in Major League Baseball. He's never coached in the minors. He has only played and coached in college ball. He is the first college head coach to be named directly named an MLB manager. Now, plenty of college head coaches have been bench managers, bench bosses, bench coaches, and then become MLB managers. But Tony Vitello is the first guy to be directly plucked from the head coaching job to the managerial role. And I find it fascinating given the history of baseball in this country. And I also think that it is only a move that someone like Buster Posey could sign off on.
Yeah.
Your thoughts here on the Giants deciding, like, the Giants have been doing weird shit the last couple of years. Like the Gabe Kapler hiring was weird. The way that Gabe Kapler ran the team on the field was weird. Everything they were doing before they brought in Buster was weird.
Right.
What do you think of this?
So Tennessee won the College World Series in 24. So that, I think, is a important point, right? Like, this is not somebody who was just a good coach. This is somebody who won the College World Series title, which I think is important, right? Because if you're going to bring in somebody who is not your typical win, I think they have to be very, very good. So I think that is an important first point, is they found somebody who can win baseball games. I think in college sports right now, a lot of the coaches want to get the hell out because of the NIL deals and all of that. Now, we mostly see it in football, right? Because football is the big money sport for most things. So those are the coaches who are running faster. But I think a lot of college coaches in a bunch of sports are going to start looking to get out if they can. Tennessee just had to deal with a quarterback who thought he could do things and transferred out. And I'm sure that affected all of the sports at Tennessee, not just their football program. So the fact that it's a Tennessee coach doesn't shock me. And the fact that it is the Giants doesn't shock me, because, as you said, they are a little bit different. They also were like 81-81 last year. Like, they are not a good baseball team right now. They are the definition of average. Literally could not be more average. So, like, what's the harm? Say they go whatever and whatever next year and are just terrible. You fire the guy. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Or you give him 2 years to see if he can implement his system on the second year, right? But, like, it's not like you were knocking on the playoffs the year before, right? Like, this is not a team that is knocked on much. So I do think that it is a different, to Keith's point, it definitely is a different thing. And I'm not downplaying that part. What I'm saying is, I think the coaches in some of these programs want to get out. So going professional is the way you get out of college, right? Like, you go up, you're not going to go like coach high school, except for maybe like if you're a football coach and there's a Texas high school that lets you just decide everything. And it's bigger than some colleges anyway. But I do think that, like, it will be different. But also, I don't know if the Giants have a ton to lose. Like, again, if they're terrible, okay, they're going to be terrible for a season. They weren't particularly great last year. So it's at least, it shows me they're trying. I don't know if it's going to be successful, but it shows me they're trying something. Like, this is very different, but like Theo Epstein was not like a slam dunk when the Red Sox brought him in as GM. Like he was incredibly young, and if that had gone badly, it would have looked like the Red Sox didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like that very easily could have blown up. Thank you, Rex. And yes, sports ball. But something like that could have blown up, right? Like there are a lot of these moments where like we look back in hindsight and go, oh, that was a really smart decision. There are a lot of these moments where we look back and go, you hired Bill Belichick to coach who now? And his girlfriend has access to what now? And it's not good. And then we look back and go, oh yeah, hiring Theo was a really smart move, and the Red Sox won a championship for the first time in 86 years because of it. So I'm glad they're trying something, like legitimately glad they're trying something. I think you have to fix your own house before you can worry about any team you're facing. Like you have to get your culture better. If it's a culture problem and they think this guy can turn around the culture, that's gonna help. The Packers hired Matt LaFleur, who yes was definitely more experienced, but it was a radical different from the coaches that they had before him. So I can understand if you're a team and you want to try to fix your culture, bringing in somebody outside of everything, outside of Major League Baseball, and trying to fix that is a smart move. So I applaud that they're trying something. I genuinely applaud that they're trying something because I don't know if they have a ton to lose.
Yeah, especially in the West where there's the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just sickeningly just trade, a paperclip and half a bottle of spit and get back, I don't know, Alex Bregman, Aaron Judge, whoever. Mm-hmm. At least like one of the things that was interesting in the article I read on Tony Vitello was at least 3 members of the current Major League staff, the Major League roster for the Giants played for him at Tennessee. And their number 1 overall pick was in this past draft was a kid who went to Tennessee under him. So I guess they're going by extension, like they're going all in on Tennessee Volunteers, which they won a College World Series. They know what to do with themselves, I guess, is a path. And again, this is the Giants. The Giants just do wacky shit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to work. I genuinely don't know if it's going to work, but I'm willing to give them a season to have some. I'm willing to give them at least a month, right? Like, if it doesn't work, okay. Buster Posey messed up. Like, he's also not super seasoned himself, right? Like,
no.
They also, like, teams hire former players all the time that don't work out. And we don't say, oh, you should never hire a former player.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay.
All right.
I'm interested. I like the Giants in theory. I like their stadium. Like having the bay right there that people are kayaking in while the games are played. That's just objectively cool. Like I would watch a game in the stadium, but I would cheer when they show the people in the kayaks on the monitor.
Yeah, McCovey Cove would be interesting.
To the question that you will all hear Friday on the podcast, I would go to a Giants game with Matt. Like if we were traveling together, Matt and I could go see a Giants game.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd do it. Don't want to pay for concessions there, but yeah, that'd be fun.
You're gluten-free and I don't drink. So that would be an interesting concessional run.
Be a concessional nightmare is what that would be.
It would be coffee.
Right.
We would be drinking coffee.
Pretty much. RJ, your last topic.
So the NHL, going back to hockey, has inked a deal with Polymarket and Kalshi. for better or worse, so basically what these are predictive markets that allow users to trade on yes no outcomes of events, including sports. Unlike typical sports betting, they can operate in all 50 states, even in California and Texas, where sports betting isn't legal, because they work on like a yes no system. They don't work on like, does this guy get 500 yards? Here's $50. I don't know specifically the legality of why these can work, other than they're a yes no platform and they do a bunch of stuff. I was looking on Polymarket as we were getting ready, and they have some wild things that you can predict. They have the usual sports, but it's also like, what will be said in the second New York City mayoral debate? Like, they have words that you can pick. You can do the Irish presidential election. If the tariffs on China will be effective by November the 1st, if Gemini 3 will be released on certain days. Like, there are some wild things that you can bet on here. Matt, what is your thoughts on NHL partnering with them and this versus sort of more traditional sports betting?
I'm not super comfortable with this. Kalshi and Polymarket can also get hijacked. Hijacked isn't quite the best term, but like, the market can be manipulated pretty easily on Kalshi and Polymarket, especially with things like insider trading. One of them had the Nobel Peace Prize winner within hours before the announcement. Like, all it takes is a minor leak for like a yes no type thing to go forward. Like, is this player getting traded? Yes no. Silly prop bet. It's a silly prop bet where you don't have to take into account any sort of like, well, in the team's last 15 games, there's this and this happening, or this player is riding just an unbelievable hot streak or anything like that. So, and it limits the ability for players to bet on themselves, or bet on their teams, or bet on teams that they follow, or bet on their brothers' teams, or bet on their cousins' teams, or anything like that, because there's a bunch of familiar relationships in hockey. So you can avoid some of the things there. Like, Shane Pinto of the Ottawa Senators got suspended last year for bets that were made on an account that were apparently his account. Right? Why do you have a sports betting account as an NHL player? So
did you learn nothing from Michael Jordan
or Pete Rose?
I was going with the non Pete Rose option just because.
That's fair. So Kalshi and Polymarket, it's literally just a way for the NHL to get these silly prop bets into, like, it's an end run around with California and Texas. Like, it's not DraftKings, it's not FanDuel. They're not sports books, so you're not betting on the outcome of the game, but you're betting on the outcome of the game. So just because it's yes no doesn't make it any different than FanDuel and DraftKings. And it's a naked money grab by the NHL, and I don't love it, but like, I don't know. Like, the NFL has Kalshi and has at least Kalshi as a partner, because I've seen creators, like YouTube creators, like highlighting Kalshi and as a market. Yes, but Gary Bettman likes money.
Have you considered money, Keith?
Yeah, because money. Hello, I like money. So if other leagues are allowing Kalshi and other leagues are allowing Polymarket, you bet that the NHL is going to jump in on it. Do I think it's good? No. Do I think it's going to happen anyway? Yes. I mean, baseball had arguably its biggest star involved in not a direct betting scheme, but like, there was no way that what happened happened blindly. I can't believe for a second that what happened blindly.
I do love I have Kalshi up right now. Like because they partnered with the NHL, like they can show the NHL logo, but because they're not partnered with pro football, they have like a red and blue background with just like a golden football on it because they can't put the NFL logo. Like it's silly. It is deeply, deeply silly. I do
Yeah.
kind of want to bet $1 on the Green Bay Packers to win against the Pittsburgh Steelers, though.
Yeah. I don't know. It's dumb. But it's part of life now. Like in terms of things that are really awful in this world, this is really low on it. Like I don't like it, but I don't care enough to really like be bothered by it.
I've noticed I don't care much about sports betting. I am a sports fan. I watch a lot of sports. If I had a problem with like betting or gambling, like if I had a gambling addiction, you just can't watch sports anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it is so pervasive of just how we have allowed gambling into sports. Like, it is ridiculous.
Yep. So, yeah. I don't know. It just is.
I also don't know how, like, I'm looking at some of them. I don't know how, like, the sports ones are pretty self-evident, right? Like, who wins a game? But some of them are just like, I don't understand how you can quantify some of the things, but that's not a me problem.
Yeah.
Like, who's the best AI at the end of 2025? Like, how do you quantify that?
It's probably going to be Claude.
Claude, I've used most of the AIs. Claude is so much better. Like, objectively better for the things I use it for. But
why
like,
aren't we using Claude more? So why aren't we using Claude more?
It's a good question. But like, I don't understand how you. I guess like they have like leaderboards, but some of it is just. It's weird, man. It's weird, but yeah, I'm interested that they partnered with them. I'm interested that it's not traditional sports betting because they wanted to get into California and Texas primarily, I would imagine. So it's interesting. But yes, so Matt.
Yep.
What are you excited to watch coming up?
For me, again, how long can the Matthew Schaefer streak go? Obviously, yes, there's Dodgers, Blue Jays. It's the World Series. If it goes to Game 7, I'm going to watch Game 7. But in the meantime, go Schaefer, go.
I'm a New Yorker, so in theory, I support any New Yorker going after a record. So go Islanders. I'm interested in the World Series. I always watch the World Series regardless of who's in it. I will always watch the World Series. I am super interested in Packers Steelers on Sunday Night Football because I am a Packers fan and the Steelers quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. And I cannot stop myself from watching Aaron Rodgers play football. And he's playing it. He's saying it's not going to be a grudge match. It's not a revenge game. I do not believe him at all. So yeah, I'm looking for. I'm glad it's not the Monday game or the Thursday game because I don't know if I could do our Thursday live and watch that football game.
Oh, Micah Parsons, bring us deliverance.
You have no idea how excited I am for Micah Parsons just to sack Aaron Rodgers. I am looking so forward to it.
Again, Micah Parsons, bring us deliverance.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah.
So that'll do it for this round of and now sports. So if you guys like this concept, let us know in the Stack Your Points Discord, stackyourpoints.com. It is a new format that we're trying out. So we're soft launching it here on Wednesday night. If this is something that you guys want to see us do more of, let us know. Let us know down in the comments if you happen to watch this after the fact. A bit of a different approach for us. I tagged it with the sports tag in StreamYard. So, we'll be back probably tomorrow and back to your regularly scheduled programming. I have to figure out where I'm going to be setting up to do my live tomorrow night because I'm not scheduled to be at my house, and I don't know if I can pack in another hotel. Maybe I'll pack in another hotel. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know, Matt. Rove. You've got some roving. You can rove yourself into roving.
Okay. Truth be told, I'm at my first I'm doing my first hotel night through loyalty eligibility. The Hyatt place that I would typically use is not on Rove, but the Inn at Belfield is. Maybe.
You could also get a hotel and get Rove points and not get loyalty. I know you need Hyatt stays, but you'll be fine. Or you could just go through Hyatt directly.
Once I finish these three, the Hyatt place is only 6,000 points on a weekday, so we'll see. But with that, my Rove video on Monday is going to be fun. Anyway, we will talk soon. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.